I am once again so excited. So I am here with one of the pioneers in community change, and we're here talking about the 60th anniversary of MLK's March on Washington. And as you know, our theme is Dream Unfinished. Not a commemoration, but a continuation. Can you introduce yourself and tell us who you are, what organizations do you represent, and what does that mean to you?
Well, my name is Kevin Allen, and I'm a state employee. I work for the state of Washington doing Social Security disability adjudication. That's my regular job.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, I'm part of the Washington Federation of State Employees Union, in particular Local 843, which is the King County Human Services. I'm also Vice President of the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists, as well as parts of other organizations involved with social justice. And the theme of it being not a commemoration, but a continuation. And what does it mean to me? It means everything. I was 8 years old on the March on Washington, and I happened to pay attention to it. You know, my father was a civil rights activist and a labor activist from the late 40s. So I kind of grew up with it. And you'll hear me say, you don't get engagement without orientation. And so it's part of my DNA. I had orientation coming out of the womb. So paying attention to our social situation and knowing what's going on and being able to find out how to have a positive impact has been a part of my growing up. And so when I think about what's happening now, and I happen to be wearing the shirt from the 50th anniversary of Washington, D.C., where I was able to go to D.C. with the A. Philip Randolph Institute, which had a group from Seattle going in 2013. I'm just thankful to still be here in 2023.
Yes.
And that also is another reminder that it's a continuation, because A. Philip Randolph, he has said a lot of things. But one of the things he said is the struggle for justice is a never-ending struggle. And we already know, you know, our history in this country has told us that we have to, you know, as they say in the new terms, keep on the grind.
See.
So, you know, or in the church they say, stay on the wall.
Stay on the wall, see.
So,
in the hood we say, keep it moving.
yeah, keep it moving. Yeah, all of the above. So, you know, I'm just fortunate to be able to have lived long enough to feel like Forrest Gump, where I've seen some of the things that have gone on from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2020s, and Lord willing, I'll get to fourscore and so many more years. So I'm thankful to be able to be here, and also when I think about the continuation, I do want to acknowledge what happened in the past and commemorate the people that paved the way, that made it easier for me. And like my father, and I do this to honor him and those who came before us. But I also know the importance, the values, and the responsibility of paying it forward and being able to be a light that can lead to the future.
I love that. I love that so much. Now, I actually like to recognize some of the other amazing people that have been a part of this conversation, and we would not be here if it wasn't for Eddie Rye.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Eddie Rye, Hayward, what's Hayward's last name?
Hayward Evans.
Evans. I could not think of his name. Hayward Evans, hardest man in show business, because he working it out in the back end. Between Hayward and Eddie Rye and the Martin Luther King Jr. Commemorative Committee, like there's so much amazing work that's happening. Just tell us a little bit about why. I mean, we're just so. I think we're so blessed. That Eddie right here, 80 plus years
He's calling
old.
on the phone. He's calling my phone right
Answer the phone. Maybe he watching at on StreamYard. Send Eddie the link and see if he can join us on StreamYard.
Eddie, we're filming interview. We were just talking about you.
Eddie!
And
we're
so
live.
we spoke your name and you called on the phone. We were just talking about. Let me put him on speaker.
Eddie, you on the interview now. You live. What you doing? You know I emailed you to get out to interview us. It's all good. We got plenty of other things, Eddie. We just wanted to say thank you because we know that we would not be here if it wasn't for you. We would not be doing this work. We would not have this level of energy around the community. Thank you.
Now, remember you said the next to is the energy button right there.
Wow.
Kevin Allen. So,
yeah, that's right. He's the energizer button.
you know what you always do, Eddie Rye? You guys couldn't hear what he said, but when I said thank you to him, he immediately amplified Kevin. That's who Eddie Rye is. Eddie Rye is the visionary for this whole thing. He's the reason why this county is called King County, right? But he always, his heart is, hey, let me tell you about this one. Let me tell you about Dr. Tracy. So we gonna give him his flowers, give him his love, and give him his recognition right now. Let's just say it and continue to do so. Eddie, this is gonna be a year-long celebration of you, with you, and with this community, because it's not just a dream unfinished. This is about being committed to continuing the dream. What you say about that?
Well, we all got to continue to hold on to what we have. This is Nathan's property.
I love it. Eddie, Nathan is giving me a no, we can't hear you on the recording, so here, he will give the phone to Nathan and we can let you repeat what you just said. Say it again, he got you by the microphone.
No, I said that if you don't stand up and show up and speak up, we'll get more of the same. The quieter we get, the more we lose. We paid too many dues to continue to lose what we gained years ago.
Yes. Eddie, we just wanted to say thank you to you right now. I don't know if you saw, but we had an interview with some beautiful youth. Two of many youth that are part of this conversation. Why is it so important that we bring in the youth? This was one of the things you really wanted to do. We having you and others who participated in the march here with the young people. Why was that so important to you?
That's the way it should be.
Eddie, you another man of few words, but thank you very much. That's the way it should be.
That's right.
I love it. Eddie, we're going to catch you on an actual video interview. I'm going to finish with Kevin because we got to be out of Simply Sofa in 16 minutes. But I want to say thank you so much. Glad you called and look forward to continuing to connect with you.
Okay, and I got you and Dr. Carter down for Thursday.
Perfect. Yes. Yes,
all
we
right.
will be on your show. Tell them about your show, Eddie. When and where?
Urban Forum Northwest, 11:50 a.m. KKNW, and 2 hours after the live program, you can do this here and say,
yeah, we're actually going to be broadcasting right here, Eddie.
Say, Alexa, play the latest edition of Urban Forum Northwest.
Oh, exactly. I love it.
Forum Northwest from Amazon Music.
Eddie, I love it.
Alexa, pause. All right.
Eddie, I love it. We're going to actually be right here Thursday. We're going to be here creating a space for community to continue to share their voice. We're going to come back to Simply Soulful. They're actually open on Thursday. They were not open today, but they let us come here and capture these videos so we can actually have them ready for our series. But we're going to be back here on Thursday for community. Come to Simply Soulful, 23rd and Jackson. It's going to be amazing, Eddie. We look forward to connecting with you. Maybe you can
all right, thank you for all the work you're doing. I want to thank you guys for all the work you're doing.
We love you.
All right, now. Talk to you.
Thank you.
I'll check with you later.
That was so awesome. Yeah. He's like, that's Eddie right there. That is so awesome. Every time I think about like how blessed we are to have Eddie Rye leading this work, it's such an honor. It's such an honor. So tell me real quick as we close, are there any youth in your life that you want to talk to right now about why they should engage? Youth in our community, why should our young people engage?
Well, I would say to not only the youth, but to everyone, is that now is the time. Now is the time. It's often said that, you know, the early bird gets the worm, and we got to, you know, be early. And I know this is the age of anti-woke, but we know that if we're asleep, you snooze, you lose. And we don't want to snooze because they will make us lose. And we know that part of this whole process, and I say you don't get engagement without orientation.
What does that mean to you? Hold on. I'm gonna have you break it down for people who may not understand what that means. Break that statement down again.
Well, when you have orientation, you have a point of view. You have an idea. You know where you're going. You know where you stand. You have orientation. You're aware of what's going on. And then you're able to interact and engage with your full self in whatever you're doing. If a person is intoxicated, they're disoriented. When a person is sick, they're disoriented. And this culture will disorient us. And so we have to take our time to gain that orientation, whether it be for your personal life, for your financial life, for your social life, for your political life. And society, culture, especially this culture, will get you disoriented, or they'll shift the narrative to an orientation where you miss out. And part of, especially with the culture, if we don't take the time, you know, the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they get old, they won't depart from it. We have a responsibility as an elder to at least give them perspective and let them make their decision. I know when I was in my teens and 20s, my father was in the Communist Party. He didn't believe in college. We had debates about how one should progress our community. I think about my children in the mid-30s, early 40s. When we talk about it, they look at things differently than I do.
Right.
But at least we have an orientation of what are we going to do to move it forward. And so part of the opportunity for us this year, and this opportunity is so great, we're thankful for the African American Museum for making this space available and being a place where you can get information and share information, and also give them a platform so they can express themselves. To be able to have that intergenerational dialogue that sometimes gets missed. We have to remember that most of the movements that started, they were the young people who got them started and kept it going. You might have had an old head be on the top, but the energy and the effort and the pushing forward in every movement was projected and pushed forward by the young or those who they thought were not out of power. This is an opportunity for us to not only encourage, educate, but also use this as an opportunity to empower the newer people coming up, because this is going to be their time. Some of us are going to be gone.
Yes.
In reality, even though everybody wants to stick around forever, and I'm not volunteering for early departure, but I know that I have a certain amount of urgency to be able to share the information that I've had, my experiences, and then take in and see the new way. One of the things my father told me many years ago in relationship to the race, he says, remember, the overall culture is going to look at you as a suspect, not a prospect. And too many times we get caught up with that ourselves. The younger generation, some people will look down on them, and we've done too much of that. We ought to look at them as prospects, not suspects. And I'm trying to do that in the things that I do, not only in the union space, but in the church space, and every place that I can get into.
I love it. I love it. My last question for you: if you can look in that camera and invite others. The National Black NBA Association is, we're in the space of committed to continuing the dream. That's the series that we're leading. But our series is called the Better Together Empowerment Series. So why is it better that we do this together? And would you look in the camera and invite others to join us?
Well, the Bible says, and I'm paraphrasing, woe is the person who walks alone and falls down, and there's nobody there to help them get back up. Our society has put, in the past 40 years in particular, has talked about me, myself, and I. It's my way or the highway. Be all that you can be. And that's great. But in this world, we're a community. And it's better for us to come together as a community. So when that boat does rise, that everybody will rise with the boat. And this is an opportunity this weekend for everybody to come in, to have the chance to go with each other, fellowship with each other, exchange with each other, learn with each other, grow with each other, and not only learn, grow, but then to be able to go with each other. And that is the key. And we'll have opportunities for the preach off on Friday night, the education and activities for the youth on Saturday, the community gathering and rally at the African American Museum, and the march to MLK Memorial Park on Sunday afternoon, and then the town hall on Monday, where we can talk about how we're going to move forward, hear from those who were there in the past, and also gain insight for how we're going to move forward in the future. And so this is a great opportunity. The time is now, and there's no place like right now for us to do this. We're going to be honoring not only Dr. King in Dr. King Memorial Park, but also in Martin Luther King Jr. County. But we're also remembering that this march on August 28th, 1963 was called by the great A. Philip Randolph, and it was for the March for Jobs and Freedom. We still need more jobs, and we know that we need more freedom, because freedom is at stake.
Yes. Drop your mic, Kevin Allen. That was amazing, y'all. Right now, we invite you to join us because we're committed to continuing the dream. Thank you. Thank you. That was